What's good, everybody? This is NWO Kai back with the All Sides of the Spectrum podcast, and I got my dog with me. All right, so before we begin, do not get left out the loop. Catch a vibe, like and subscribe, join the notification nation, get busy in the comments, help us reach 500 subscribers. So today's topic is making the perfect wrestling game.
Yeah, we'll be talking about what we think would make a perfect wrestling game. Give our order suggestions, comments.
Well, to get the conversation started, what do you think was the most perfect, close to perfect wrestling game that you ever played?
Well, to me, there comes two. PS2, that was the Smash Brothers Raw 2006. Yup. OG. And then we got the one that was on Xbox 360, Smash Brothers Raw 2009. Specifically that version, not the one on PS3.
Smash vs. Raw 2009. I have that somewhere in the collection on PS2. Fun fact about that game, prior to
It was on PS2.
yeah, it was. It's actually pretty fun to play. I don't make like career wrestlers on it, but I just like going back and playing the story mode. Yeah, I use that as like a time capsule type shit. You know what's funny though? One time I was sitting there playing the Royal Rumble one time, and Cody Rhodes, like '09 Cody Rhodes, ended up winning the Royal Rumble like years prior to him actually winning the Royal Rumble in real life. And I was like, damn, this man trying to finish the story early. This man went back in time and tried to finish the story early.
Boy, back when that part you said you never played it for the creative wrestling. That's why I played it on the Xbox 360 was because of the creative wrestling.
Well, no, I'm talking about like, well, we're gonna get to that, but I bought it recently as a time capsule and whatnot. But when I played it back in the day, it wasn't in 2006, like in my opinion. But when it comes to a wrestling game though, like a huge selling point is the career wrestler suite, because if the career wrestler suite is mid, I'm going to have a bad time.
The rest of the game, oh man, here comes the pain comes to mind. Uh, well, let me say what one of the older ones.
Well, let me give my all time favorite wrestling games, including the older ones. I would say No Mercy,
That's one of the ones I was thinking about with you, one of the older ones.
um, WrestleMania 19,
Wait, another one of the older ones.
Fair Reckoning,
Yeah.
SmackDown versus Raw. I would say SmackDown versus I would say SmackDown versus Raw is a good game. Is
The first one?
the first one is a good game, but I wouldn't consider it one of my all time favorites when it comes to making character creations. SmackDown versus Raw 2006.
We thought I did that in the wrestling game in general.
Oh yeah, well, SmackDown versus Raw 2006. Um, '07, I felt like they took way too many steps back in terms of like quality. Because I remember that was the very first game in the series where they like splinter off into like the next gen.
Yeah.
But I felt like SmackDown versus Raw '06 was fucking perfect. And like it could have been if you would have built up on that, it would have been great. But I just felt like it kind of like was hit or miss.
The story mode, the gym mode,
Right. Which is still a blast to play in 2025.
the quick candy. That's what made that game solid, because it had too many good points. They should have kept building on that. That was the foundation they should have kept going on. They were trying to go somewhere with 2007, but then they took too many stuff back. They added features that weren't really what we expected them to be. But it wasn't what we done.
You know what grinds my gears?
What?
That you have a current or recent game, but then like you go back 3 or 4 installments back, and there's a aspect of that previous game that does something a lot better than the current stuff. Or just make it a little bit more seamless, because like one thing that pisses me off about the current state of wrestling games is, I feel like the yearly shit, that's bullshit into today's game. I shouldn't have to constantly have to buy the same fucking game every year.
Hey,
I, like
I had that for a while now.
what I would love, yeah, it's like for the last 20 fucking years.
Yeah, all the wrestling games are like back every year. Well, all the sport games, all the sport games, basically all sports games, literally the same thing over and over, back to back.
What I would love for them to do is like have at least give me 2 or 3 years of the game tops. Because when I play a wrestling game,
See,
I'm not playing it.
they get for the long haul, and when they do act good and make something good, they're like, okay, it's so a lot of copy, but we still have the people that made this. We still have the people that are going to keep, going with that design and build on that creation, or really have people that's just going to work and like, okay, we want to pay that. Just give them something. They say we gonna throw this in there. Don't you don't know the original code and stuff from the original game, so we're just gonna do whatever. It's the same thing like Resident Evil 5 bonus Resident Evil 6. A lot of stuff was brought with like the animation and stuff, but Resident Evil 6 did add some stuff, but it was really built off of how Resident Evil 5 was when it came to the team gameplay. Not the single player gameplay, just the team gameplay. That's what you were saying.
Okay. But like when I play a wrestling game, I don't play like the universe mode and all that bullshit. I like there's too much, like they got too much going on in the current games where I just feel like if I gotta grind in the story mode or the GM mode to get some shit, cool. But I shouldn't in today's game to get that, excuse me, in today's current, like you gotta pay for shit, like microtransactions and stuff, and like I understand DLC, but like it got like my faction and all that stuff. I don't understand all of it, but I just know it costs a lot of money, and I was like, no, this is bullshit. Especially like I've got to pay all this money, and then the next time, like next year, you're dropping a new game and stuff, and like all the money that I put in this game is fucking worthless now because y'all move on to the next one and whatnot. So I feel like if you just do it like on 2 or 3 year cycles and stuff, and just drop DLC, if like if a wrestler gets released, okay, you can patch the game to take them out, but still keep their moveset and like certain stuff in and whatnot. Like I mean, it's the same thing as like a character not being included in a wrestling game, but like you have like generic generic interests and like stuff where like you can piece together the character and make them and whatnot. But I just think that the state of wrestling games is that it's just a cycle of us just spending money, and I just don't got time for that shit. And honestly, I have no issue like dusting off my PS2 well, not even dust off because it's plugged into my fucking TV, and like turn it on, playing Smash vs. Raw 06 and having a fucking blast of that. You feel me?
Yeah. See, I'm one of them people that enjoyed the older games, so the features that I'm really interested in is as long as they have like a lot of match modes, the different matches like 3-way, 4-way.
A great rosters, and so I can have a solid
Of course, the roster.
so I can have a solid list of moves.
Since the games are always revolving every year, they always switch it out. They're always coming out with different ones. They're switching out different people with different rosters with same game, the same type of gimmicks.
Take some things out, tweak some things, make it better, make it worse.
So that's basically the same thing they do every year. So it's like at least give us a decent character creator.
07's career wrestler does not hit the same as 06's career wrestlers. And don't get me started on 08.
That's when it started going downhill because 07, it took a good bit of stuff out. And then in 08, I don't know what happened with 08. But 09, yeah, 09 redeemed themselves. And I'm going to keep praising that game to the day because on April 360, the one specifically on that verse was a good version. Creative wrestlers, the graphic, everything.
I will give props to from what my experience is playing it now as a time capsule on PS2. I appreciate from like what the game brought to the table during this period. I mean, from that period of time, it may have not suited my tea. Yeah, it may not have been my cup of tea during its time, but just that, like, I have, access to better, video games and type shit and whatnot. Like, I appreciate the game for what it brought for its time. At like me being an adult and appreciating it more. But it's not in my top 10 when it comes to wrestling games that I hold on a pedestal. Like 2K24, not 2K24, 2K14 and 2K19 will round off the list of wrestling games which I hold to a pedestal. Specifically 2K19. I could go on about 2K19, but I didn't want to interrupt you. I can wait.
No, you could go going, so you got more experience with the games than me. I play them as a casual video game enjoyer. You're a full on wrestling fan enthusiast. Content creation of wrestling, so you got more experience than me.
Well, let me just say this about 2K14. I enjoy 2K14 because like I felt like that game, like it was a big step forward of when it came out. If I'm not mistaken, it was like the last wrestling game where you were able to upload your music from your console's hard drive for the creative wrestler. The gameplay was fire. Um, it was like everything about the game was just fire. The career wrestler mode, which I said previously, like you have to improve, you have to impress me on the career wrestling mode, or I'm not gonna play that fucking game because like all that other shit in the game, as long as there's a diverse roster that I can pull a great pool of moves out of, like I can create like like my own wrestlers and my image with no issue in the game. I would play the fuck out of that game, and I was able to do that in 2K14 with 2K19, I felt well. 2K14, I felt like they took like several steps back in the future installments, and then with 2K19, it was like interesting period of time because when 2K there was like 2K19 came out, it was out for a little minute, and then 2K20 was about to come out. 2K20 had so many glitches, so um, they ended up keeping the 2K19 servers up a little longer. So that was an opportunity for me to really get my hands on with the game and stuff. And honestly, for at that moment in time, that game was like the best interpretation of me creating my own wrestling universe where like I was able to create my own wrestling belts, characters, um, pay-per-views.
Yeah, 2K19, but you were talking about 2K14 earlier. So you talking 2K14 still or 2K19?
I'm talking about 2K19 now.
Okay, so you switch. I did hear the switch. I'm just making sure you let's spare your soul. You said 2K14, now you said 2K19.
Yeah, my bad, my bad. But 2K19, 14 was on PS3 and 2K19 was on Xbox One.
Okay, so you like the 2K19 more.
Right, because like I was able to like really like I be able to put everything I want in the game because they kept the servers up, which means I was able to upload a lot of images into the game to like really get my wrestling universe how I wanted it to. So like they kept it up longer than they'll keep like wrestling servers up for in the 2K series. They kept it longer than they needed to. So in 2K I think they skilled 2K21. Then I think they went straight to 2K22, and that's when they shut the 2K19 servers down. But I'm on 2K24 now. I'm in a rush to try to get everything I need in the game because I'm not buying another wrestling game for like another 2 or 3 years. So I was able to put everything and then some from 2K19 into 2K24. So we're gonna see. I'm not done yet, and I don't have like I haven't grasped how. What's up? Oh, but I haven't played 2K24 enough to really have an opinion on how it is. But I will say that my interpretation of my wrestling promotion, my image, I was able to take to the next level in 2K24 because I'm able to like take like the wrestling belts. Like I was able to like make wrestling belts in the game. Like oh shit, if I were to sit there and like create this shit in real life, I would rock this. I would rock this belt.
Okay, okay. Well, remember this question.
What's up?
What if they make a newer game and it actually is like, better than what people expect it to be. Will you be picking it up or willing to pick it up? I on my 2K24 either, but it still copies the same mode from the other previous 2K games, especially with the Cat creator. This would like to see, cause the angles of the gameplay when they're in the ring, like them just. I remember like back then where it was different. It was just different. All right.
Yeah.
I like the older games. Okay?
Well, you're saying you wish you could switch the camera angles to like to fit you in like the newer games, and that'll be a. I know what you're talking about. Like.
Cause you could see everything from that angle from down that way. The way it was shit they facing when you in the ring. And then you go out of the ring, everything's still up, or then when you go toward that way, it turns toward you. You know what I mean?
And then it like in. I think the experience is different if you have more people. If you have like a 2 player, oh, excuse me, 2 players playing it. But when I'm playing 1 player, when I'm like it'll be from a.
Yeah, like if it was a review from one player on 2006,
Well, in the current games, like if you go outside the ring, it'll like switch angles.
I don't know how to describe it. It is a little different. It is a little different.
I know what you're saying, but you can't. I know like the visual like the visual angle is like from one game is different from the other, but like the experience is a lot better in the previous installment than it is in the current. You wish you can, you want that old thing back. That's what you're trying to say. I think that's what you're trying to say.
I don't know what I'm trying to say. All I'm trying to say is I like the older games.
You don't know what I'm trying to say, but I think I'm trying to say what you're trying to say.
I think you're probably trying to say what you think I'm trying to say in your interpretation of what you think I'm saying, but it's not coming out the way that I mean to say it, the way.
I'm somewhere meet you in the middle somewhere though. Somewhere. Kinda sorta. Maybe.
If there was 3 rows in the middle. If there was a street that led to 3 rows. You're going this way, and the other 2 rows both still they all lead the wrong way, but you're going that way anyway.
I have a better interpretation. Let's say there's like 3 rows, and I'm on this street, and I'm getting into the street down this street, and it's like, hey, where you at? I'm over here. No, you not. I'm over there.
Okay, it's like this way. The way they made 2006, and then they skipped 2006, and they made 2009 and 2003 game, and then whatever that junk in the 2K series. The way they was going, the way they was going 2009, they should have kept going.
Well, I felt like they lost the plot somewhere in 2006.
You know the plot.
After 2006.
2007, 2008.
Yes.
2009, they were like, okay, we'll go back to form. Did they even keep the out of the ring gimmick in 2009?
Out of the ring with big ass quotations on that shit. Cause what the fuck?
I don't remember because I didn't care about it. We would make cool characters. You make cool designs, and the fighting was still kind of grounded like 2006. It was kind of the same. That's why I like it. The new way the rest of that. Remember I told you I don't like the controls and how you and I.
2K14 had the best controls in the game. I ain't gonna lie to you. And in the 2K series,
Cause back then they were simple. 2K, okay. How you grab on 2K?
I can't remember, but I remember the 2K and then the 2K14 is a lot fun and easier. I would say that 2K14 had better gameplay in terms of like how I'm able to move my character. But 2K19, like I just felt like that game was like they just did everything right with that game. Except the only issue I had in 2K19, obviously that I can't put my own music in the game, but that's like every other game. But it's just a simple fact is why the fuck I can't come out with 2 championships, and why the fuck I can't throw my opponent on a table. That's my only biggest gripe.
See you on there?
No, that was like that's my 2 biggest gripes if you can really count the initial thing, because that can't be held.
Like, bro, that's like one of the most fundamental things to do, especially a WWE wrestling game, like TLC matches. Or the table right underneath the right underneath. So you just pull it and throw somebody on there. You slam through it. Like, why would you take that beak out? I know.
You know, one feature I don't understand why they keep taking out is like to be able to go behind, like backstage, like have a like be in an exhibition match and be able to use it like that. Like I'm not sure I can do it in 2K24 yet. I'm not sure yet because I have a life and I'm not able to play the games yet. Like the game, like real deep dive into it. But and I tried. Maybe I'm doing something wrong. I don't know. But 2K19, you was able to do that. Like in like a regular match and shit. Like you could like you can't go around the entire arena, which I don't understand why the fuck you can't do that in a current game. You should be able to go around the entire arena, like all the little exercise.
Was that conversation we had before, and I literally said, usually, man, in the year 2025, we should be able to have a wrestling game where you could go around the whole area of the wrestling arena itself, parking lot, all of that.
Like a realistic experience.
This would be connected. Everything should be able to be accessed. You should be able to, you can make character, go out there, run into the NPCs. If you're in a match tonight, it don't matter. If you're in a match, you go out there in the crowd. The crowd, you should be able to just run through the teeth.
And how more interactive.
Interact like they should be able to, you say they give you weapons like they used to do in other games, they give you weapons out of the crowd. You can be able to get a chair from somebody or push people out.
Or like be able to like go like backstage to the Titantron and go backstage, like how like people enter the crowd and stuff, like the exit signs. Like I should be able to walk outside like there that little arena.
Was it No Mercy or was it No Mercy that you literally go backstage and you go?
No Mercy was the first one to do that shit, I think.
Like one of them games.
It was one of those, and I think
One of those rated wrestling game. I can't remember what it's called.
some of the shout out to WCW NWO Revenge. Like if I had an N64, I
No Mercy. That's the one. That's the one that let you go back.
yeah, it was No Mercy, but like
That's what it was to the advanced thing I'm talking about. And you made the character, and they got all those different moves on they man. That game, that was
no, but getting back to it though, but like I should be able to be able to go in the crowd and like all the little exit little stages in the crowd. I should be able to go back there and like you're like when inside the end market arena. What happens like it be having like stairs and stuff like that just because like just in case like but it's a like I should be able it should be a little bit like it need to take an arena in real life and like just mold that shit like something, bro, because like if we're paying this much for a wrestling game, like I don't understand like if they're taking that much if they're
it's really not. Game going $8 and stuff.
and occupying so much goddamn space on my fucking console.
More than just making the characters and stuff look realistic. Give us better graphics. Give us more for what they're paying for. Like, come on, it's a wrestling game. You got an arena. You got all those modes that they used to have. You could put it in theory now. You should be able to play out those modes. Like the GM mode, you should be able to go, okay, if I'm going to GM mode, switch to that. If that character in this wrestling in-game open world areas, it's just like a whole arena. It'll be, explored and everything. Your character that you create should have a locker room. Be able to go in and out of that. You say you want to be a general manager. You should be able to do all this stuff.
You should be able to customize the gorilla position.
Ring announcer. You can do that. Hey, all that stuff should have been able to be, achievable in the year before the year 2025.
They took story mode out the game. And that's one thing I liked about 2K14. They had created a scenario. You have to make your own storyline.
They should have kept all that stuff there and kept spending it and they got to the point where I'm at. Well, I just said, like, come on, man. We in the year 2025.
The year of our Lord, where
They cut their cuts, character created. Well, from features down to I don't know what. I mean, yeah, there's still a lot of good ones. He still create a whole bunch of logos and everything, sign all that stuff. Your pictures and stuff, and clothes and everything. That's still cool.
but older games in the series did it better.
They let you like modify the body. That's something that is kind of annoying in a lot of games, really, because it's like they gave you the feature before, and then they took it away, and now you don't need to stick your character just to one type of body, and different body types. Nobody wants to play body types. People want to just like, okay, get the calendar. You can switch to the body types because that was a feature. You could, or you could customize the calendar the way you wanted to. So
and also it's a lot easier too. Like even they did it in some of the current games, like some of the older games just did it a lot better.
yeah, the older games, see, that's all glad I played back in the day when the games were good. Now I don't know.
Well, I would say this: Smatter versus Raw 2006 did things a lot. Like it did certain things better and character creation better than 2K24 and 2K19. I can say that when it comes to character creation.
Even after that, 2006 was literally what's called diamond in the rough.
Yeah, I just wish that cause I just said. Well, let me just say this: even though I didn't appreciate
With that game,
let me say this: even though I don't appreciate all the future installments of '06, the successes of '06 better than '06. One thing I can't take away from the future installments is that they did still put me on to some great music. Now let me just say that. Let me just say that. '06 put me on to that's a 20-year-old game and I'm still rocking out the songs from that game that still hit. '07, '08, '09, '10.
he opened me up to a whole bunch of different genres of music out there. That's what opened up my whole, where I be listening.
Starting with Dead Reckoner. Start with Dead Reckoning. Dead Reckoning put me on the Breaking Benjamin. And '07 put me on 3 Days Grace. '08 put me on the Seven Dust. 2010 put me on the Trivium. I'm be real, the view like the soundtrack fell off at the in the video game series after 2010 because they kind of transitioned over to just and wrestlers interest music and that shit just kind of get annoying to watch to listen to after a while.
That's lame. That's just lame and lazy.
It just got really annoying as fuck after a while.
Need other people to use their music. Okay, it's use the music you already own. Yep, that's smart.
I mean, after a while, they did start using their own soundtracks again, but the soundtracks kind of just suck ass. I think in 2015, I can't remember when they started making their own soundtracks again, but they just sucked after a while.
You say 2010, I say at 2009 it died. I know it was 2011 and I guess 2012 was.
I never played 2012. I never played 2012.
Was it 2012?
No, it's what's the WWE 12.
That's what I'm saying. They were what was after 2011.
I think
That was the last the 2000 series.
yes, and then it was WWE 12, then WWE 13. I think 2K14 was the first in that series. I could be wrong.
Okay, so the WWE series, what have you ever played any of those?
No. Cause after a while I had franchise. Well, I had franchise fatigue because I remember each and every year when a new game came out, we was really excited for that game to come out, and then when we get the game, our expectations were they were a complete letdown. So after the Smack versus Raw series, I was kind of it was like either the game gonna be good or no. And 2K
Was good. Okay, good. 2010, it's same thing. Like it's the same thing like 2007. Like you were good, made a good game, then you made a bad game right after. Like what's going on? I didn't even bother to play 2011, so that's why I completely disconnected from the series after 2010.
well, like I said, with 2K14 was the closest game at that point in time when I first played it to tick all my boxes because I was like I said, I was able to create my own fantasy wrestling universe. I was able to give all my wrestlers individual interest music. Like the gameplay was fun. It was spectacular. I wish I was able to hop on that wave to put my images in the game before they shut the servers down on that game. But I remember having great experiences of that game and whatnot. I never played 2K15. Never played. I had 2K. I bought 2K16 on PS4, but never played it. When and then I played 2K19 at the right time because it was out for a minute and whatnot, and then they was keeping the servers up for a good little time, like I said, so I was able to Like, and then like take my interpretation of a wrestling league, for my fantasy wrestling league, my own characters, belts, wrestling, logos, pay-per-views, TV shows, everything. I took it to the next level. It was like 2K14 was Super Saiyan, 2K19 was Super Saiyan 2. So we go see if 2K24 is Super Saiyan 3. Like, I'm validating those from my own experience. Like, they might not be your cup of tea, but that's perfectly fine. Like, I was in the right spot at the right time to experience the games how, like, they experienced them and they were great. I'm speaking from my experience. You might think they suck, and that's perfectly okay and stuff. You feel me? But like like my expectation, like for me playing a wrestling game, I don't play like like the WWE superstar and stuff. Like nah, I just want to create my own fantasy wrestling league and be able to in my own image completely. You feel me? And 2K19, 2K24, I'm really able to do that shit. So
Well, you said at one point that they took out the story mode.
create a story, create a scenario.
Create a scenario. Which was like create your own. Which was which was the one that they took that out? When they started taking that out, that was they had that for.
I'm not sure. I think they
Start doing that.
it was in 2K14. I'm not sure if it was in 2K15, but it was great. Well, one thing that I would say that pissed me off about it is that like if you put too much creative stuff in it, like your own shit in it, it'll freeze.
Is that when you lost your data on or something? Or
That was 2K19. I lost my data on. Yeah, like shoot, I can like turn on my PS3 and play 2K14, but I have to I had to go and put interest music and individually all my favorite wrestlers because it's a different PlayStation that I recovered the data on. So the game will probably freeze because it's trying to read an interest music, but that's not there. So
yeah, so basically, if they was to add that back, they still got to let you make your own championships and all that. Do you have to let you make your own arenas?
yes,
You got to where you make your own what Titron and all that stuff.
yeah, but I feel like I don't think they did. I'm not too sure.
They should let you make customize every aspect of how you want your shows and stuff.
Yes. Yes, because if it's truly mine, like it's not my WWE universe. It's my wrestling universe. You feel me? Like my interpretation of what I want pro wrestling to be like, and it's not everyone's pro wrestling, but it's just my interpretation of pro wrestling. But I would like to show the world my interpretation of pro wrestling. RSCW Blade is coming back soon, back in business.
Let's be real, like, they was all keep all these features that made the games good in the first place. And like add more features such as, more interactivity, like how people stream the game and stuff and be like, okay, and make their rosters. I wanna see what if they made where like they had YouTube integration and stuff, did they ever do that before?
I mean, you can like stream this shit. I wouldn't say you can.
No, but YouTube integration and stuff too, like
I think you can put your videos.
stuff.
I think you can.
You can do live like events and people go like want to join in and if it's online and it's both could do to join in and stuff like that. Like, I thought they would have and the games up to that level by now. You know what I mean?
Well, if I wanted to do some shit like that, it would require for they to have like a 3 year a game.
Server and then hop on and all play the game together. Like they had those multiplayer games. That's why I say it would be cool. They had like a big open world arena type deal going on. Where you make a character, you would be offline and online. Online, you would be connected with different people in the literal locker room in an arena with other players running around. You can't tell me that wouldn't be fun.
That would be fun.
Come on, man. And you had the event like be streamed or be on like live on YouTube and stuff like that. And people would just join in and stuff. They could have multiple people in the server.
That would be dope.
Like that's the thing my baby said. But it's 2025.
It's okay to say that. Yeah, that's cool. The year of our Lord Don't forget that part.
But it should have been innovative. Instead, they just try to run to the bag.
They really trying to siphon.
They on chasing Carter and now they running with it and they ain't trying to add more to it. They didn't try to take what was already established because they don't want to experiment, give us more. They want to be safe and stick with what worked instead of expand, man.
I can say this, like from what I'm experiencing 2K24, like recreating my fantasy wrestling league, I still have a lot of work to go. But but still at the end of the day, like it's cool, but it's certain wrestling games that did certain things better.
You said you remember something about okay, I used to make an older wrestling game. I said I literally cannot remember. And I will and you want me to start playing that 24. I will start playing that. I want to start recreating some of my old characters. But yeah, I remember.
Alex. Oh, okay. We'll talk about it off camera, off.
You getting the older player back into the new game, and we want to still do what would make a better wrestling game.
Yeah, we're gonna eventually talk about like make a complete list before the end of this. But yeah, what you're saying? Oh, okay. But but yeah, but pretty much though, but I don't name all like what I think is the best wrestling game and stuff. Like it's just that certain games I skip because it's just that certain point in time, I was like, man, I'm kind of burned out with wrestling games because like it just seems like they just can't get everything. And this is the key. Yes, crashing and burning. I mean, I just got sick of it. So like when I played something like 2K14, like I played 2K14 like on it whoa religiously for 4 fucking years straight because like I didn't want to start over on on a new wrestling game because it's tedious. Like you create your own. You get in one game, you unlock. You sit there and grind, unlock everything.
Something like that. What about WrestleMania 19? That was a good game.
That was a great game too. Hold on, let me say this. But like this just like that year to year thing. It's just getting too outrageous, too expensive, and too time consuming because if I had to sit there, let's say I got to unlock everything on this game. I create my own wrestling universe, and I did this shit in like a whole year. Then I gotta go. Then next year I got about a whole new game, start all the way from scratch and shit. And it's just too grindy. Like I just want like be able to have the same game for like 2 or 3 years while having to constantly start over, or at least like have a way for me to like transfer shit over, like all the shit I paid for in this game, transfer to the next one, or all the creative wrestlers I put in this game transfer to the next one because like it's just grindy after a while. At the end of the day, you feel me? Time consuming. Like I just want to be able to turn on the wrestling game and just play that shit. You feel me? Not having like unlock this, play like buy this DLC.
Right, they does have a lot of stuff in game, but see, DLC is scam. That's always been a scam. Not it ain't start out as a scam, but everything that starts out good eventually, it's gonna become corrupt. So
I mean, it's not my fault I have an unfinished game and like day one y'all have a big ass patch to like clear up any glitches. You feel me? Before I get to play the game, I gotta update this day one patch.
hey, man, it's a trend of the newer games now. That's why a lot of people from I guess our generation, me like so us. I don't know about you, but so us like the older stuff. The older.
I mean, I like the older shit. You see this kids up and still hitting harder than the. Fred, do you not see this PS2 and this PS3?
Oh, but I would be making better use of PS2 right now than you. The nostalgia factor, bro. The nostalgia factor.
I mean, I'm doing a pretty good job at it. A reason
Real strong in this one.
nostalgia is one hell of a drug.
Yeah, drug that. Boy, though.
Anyway, so now we are going to make an entire list. Like, give me all right. So tell me, like in like 2 paragraphs. Well, as low words as you can. What? Well, okay. Well, give me a thesis of what do you want in
a statement.
a state? Yeah, that's a decent nigga.
Yeah, you trying to be all extra. Just say something. Just be simple, man.
That's what I'm saying. All right, so give me a statement on everything you want in an ideal wrestling game.
This is all earlier. Did you hear me? You want to repeat it again?
Yes, I do.
Why you want to repeat it again? If I literally just stated earlier when we was talking about this. I said an open world type arena environment where you could be connected on for other people like an MMO, and you could create your character, run around in space with other people online. If you want to go online, you choose to, or offline, you have your own little adventure offline by yourself with the NPCs. And of course, there's going to be NPCs in the world, because what? Yeah. But anyway, the created character needs to let you have full control over the customization. Full control.
Down to the minute detail. That ain't gotta be like that.
You just like how the older games where you got to choose a body type, or you can do custom, customize it, more defined customization.
A little bit more detail on the customization.
Let you do more shit. You can actually go to the parts of the legs and the arms and stuff, and make them bigger, shorter, smaller, longer. Make them good as well. Get those inventions of abomination. It used to be fun, but you can't do that now. But what else? What's another good one? I guess bring back that scenario movie you're talking about, because that's something you like.
Yes. And allow me to put a lot more of my custom shit in without making the game crash.
Dude, they could have like some like a real wrestling world online federation game type deal, bro. Like, it could be like Bethesda and have like, what they call when they made Skyrim basically into a online game. The Elder Scrolls Online.
See, at this point, I'm just like, I just want to come across like someone who's a really good modder.
The offshoot wrestling game, the little cartoony looking people.
You talking about that Wrestle Empire shit?
No, no,
Oh.
no, it's like cartoony looking wrestling kid. It's a regular wrestling kid, but they look cartoony. They go exaggerated.
And kind of look like No Mercy a little bit.
I don't know, man. It's just a wrestling game. You run around with some dude with some big ass hands.
I didn't know you talking about.
Was it
Oh, you talking about WWE All Star? Oh no, I thought you were talking about this other shit. I gotta put you on. I'm gonna show you off podcast.
Except for all that extra stuff. I just want to play stuff like 2006, Resident 19, Dead Reckoning. Games from back then when they started on the good path, and then I don't know what happened. Cause I thought, Dead Reckoning was gonna be a separate thing, but Resident 19, Dead Reckoning, made by two different people.
How was Dead Reckoning 2? Cause I don't remember.
They throw them up. Oh, I remember Dead Reckoning 1, but not, a little bit of Dead Reckoning 1, but not Dead Reckoning 2 at all.
Only thing I remember from Dead Reckoning 2 is like there was like a big graphical lead. But one thing I do want to say though, like there at that time, boy, I thought like you see like some graphics for the first time, like damn, that shit look real. No, one point in time we all thought like a lot of wrestling, like we thought WWF Warzone look real. We thought SmackDown, Roll, where the fuck one of the first Smash games would look real. We at that time, because like that was P10.
Yo, and the graphics look good
At that time, we thought that shit looked real. Okay, but there,
and you really have to say, you older, and you older, you like, man, this dude, like, okay, this is what they mean by the next console leaving stuff, because everything's getting, more better. It's looking more better.
it's looking that better, but like the experience is getting more trash.
And then the experience itself isn't good. It's just, they're making everything look good, but they're not giving you, the. If you buy a game, you expect to get your time out of the money.
Your money's worth, right?
And the time that the people that made the game should feel like they put their efforts toward making something worth their time invested toward. So on both ends, everybody should feel that they should get a win-win. It's when back in the day, it used to be like that. Cause back in the day, people used to have more creative control over what they used to be able to make. But now, the more people with money see things are making money, they're gonna want their hands in part of that making money process so they can make more money for themselves. So they're gonna ruin a good thing when they see it.
See, it's hasn't go good for the last couple of years, man.
Trash DLC, microtransactions.
They knew mostly males were video gamers. Most of this is toward males, so there are females that play video games. That's cool. There's a lot of females that play video games. There's like a lot of dudes, but they're now making games toward that's supposed to be for everyone and pleasing no one. Do you see what I'm saying?
That hits.
They were making this before.
I'm gonna have to clip the fuck out that shit, man. What you just said. That is, I'm gonna clip farm the fuck out that shit.
So I want the realest people and I want to keep it real, and I'm gonna say real stuff, man. That's real.
Am I wrong? You're not wrong. Cause like, I don't know. I'm just saying, okay, like they have the Switch 2 and like PS5 and whatnot, but I still have.
This came out, man. You see what problems that was causing.
Oh yes.
Nintendo said they tried to switch their business model, but the game price is going up to $80, and everybody else started jumping on the bandwagon.
That shit's crazy.
Our price is up $80.
And that's the reason why, like, if I'm gonna be paying $80 for a game, like, you better give me everything what the fuck I want in that game. You feel me? But anyway, the reason why I wanted you to say, well, repeat everything, it's called a recap, nigga. And because I was gonna, close the statements before I end the podcast. And so we had to,
our first time doing
yeah, man.
Wow, so smartest. Yeah, hey man, it'd be good to go over something before you do it.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure I repeated myself multiple times in this podcast. But it's all good though, cause there's nothing but a little bit straight when it comes to editing. But probably not. Probably I'm pretty sure I ain't gotta do too much editing.
Hey man, hey, you won't get me in this. You won't get me right. Don't worry, we good.
But anyway, like I'm like, we're on the same page when we say like games is costing too much money for them to take up my entire space on my console, not to give me at least give me give me 6 out of the 10 things I want on it at least give me a 7.5, like a 6.5 at least. You feel me?
If I can't get that, though, that's not good enough. We gotta be a straight 8.5 or above. 8.5 or above, but $80 got me 8 and above.
Oh yeah, also too, I got
like 8.5 above for $80.
Oh yeah, also too, like the people who made Smash vs. Raw series had nothing to do with some of the 2K shit. Something like that.
But it had anything to do with it. See, it's over his old publishers will, but not the people that.
So it was one person making it, and then then there'll be the publisher. So I think Youth was always making it, and then until like recently, I think it's like a collaborative thing. I could be wrong.
But they know we don't want to keep. You want to do is if you got to go to tickets to the district, yeah, that's what they did. They took the game in their direction, but they tried to throw the EA brand. We got EA play.
I would love for them to do. They can still have their baseline 2K series, but bring back the Smash vs. Raw series on the Switch.
So they just let EA get 2K series. And yeah.
Oh no, we most definitely could if EA get it. No, because like I think I want to say like it's still like a Japanese developer because like I wouldn't say like Youth was making them because like in Japan, Smash vs. Raw games in Japan was called Exciting Pro Wrestling for a minute, and there's like actually this raw ass New Japan. I wouldn't say it was a New Japan game on PS2 that had like I wouldn't say the Smash vs. Raw engine, and that shit
Is it create characters too?
I don't think so, but like it just got like the New Japan characters at that time.
I can't play another type of sports game like a fighting game, like like MMA or something like wrestling because I want to make my own character.
I just feel like wrestling games like out of all like the creative like when it comes to like Cause like let's be real, wrestling games are a fighting game, but I just feel like yeah, but it's just that like like it's the perfect storm when it comes like
You can do whatever you want.
yeah, exactly. Wrestling is a nexus of creativity.
People cheer.
Dressed as Superman, Spider-Man, and it just works. So
Right.
it just works.
The games. I mean, the newer games too, but the older games, man. WrestleMania 19 was a good one.
Which I don't think gets talked about as much because
You know how we move that game.
that game had a great roster too.
It's already made by you and Kid on that.
Man, Ryu, Ken, Spider-Man, Goku, Chun-Li, cause they did have to come in. I mean, like the Hodoken, which you could.
Saying she do the other one, was she?
Oh yeah, they did have that shit too. Yeah, they did that.
It's a weird damn kick shit that she wouldn't do.
I remember back in the day, you made Morgan, from Darksiders.
Made all type of canon with these wrestling games, man. About like
I just feel like the wrestling games just do it better.
the other they find other games to start making your own canons. Like, come on, Soul Calibur 3.
Yes, which is a great game. Great game.
Soul Calibur got inspired. Come on. Resident which called SmackDown vs. Raw was doing it first, really.
Yes, but if I had a choice, all the Smash vs. Raw games, like if I had to not play any of the Smash vs. Raw games for the rest of my life, and I had to pick one, it would be 06. Simply because like all the good times I had with that shit, with my create characters.
That'd be the only one you would play.
If I had to choose out of all the Smash vs. Raw games, and I had to choose one, and I can't play the rest of them for the rest of my life. Yeah, it's just that like I have fonder memories of because the 06 goes.
Okay, I don't know how long you had your other one, but I know we had that game for a long time. I had a lot of characters with on different regards.
I made more. No, I had that game for a long time too. Like it's just to the point like years later after I played that game, I picked it up and still was playing it like in 2011, 2010, 2011, 2012. So and I'm still playing it like that till this day. So fuck it, we ball.
Hey, that's why I wish these free game people had big creative freedom again. Give us more instead of less.
But yeah, I'm gonna end the podcast with that, you guys. I'm gonna end the podcast like that. Make sure you guys subscribe. Hit that subscribe button, you guys. This is NWO Kai, and this is Wolf. We are Spktrm Media. Stay tuned, stay lit, stay wavy. Well, we got something you want to say before I end it?
Stay ready, on.
Hopefully it's not, the first of many. This is just a pilot episode. So, there'll be plenty of podcasts to come. But yeah, make sure you hit that subscribe button, join Notification Nation. What do you guys want in a perfect wrestling game? If you had to create, let's say you were in charge of the studio making a wrestling game, you had like a grand budget to make everything you want in a wrestling game. What do you want in the wrestling game? Get busy in the comments. Honestly, at this point in my life, man, like if I ever just like come across a guy who like knew how to modify wrestling games, I just like give him the mod me some shit, man.
Learn yourself. All you gotta do is you have a decent computer that can play a game, depending on what game you want, and then learn see you can get the mods for.
Well, unfortunately, that's a conversation for another podcast.